Good morning, everyone. Jonathan J. Reinhardt here from War Gaming Recon coming at you with another pandemic coffee break. Today is Friday, May 22nd, and it's not just any coffee pandemic break. Today we have a really
Is it a
cool,
very special pandemic coffee break?
well, I was going to say we have a really cool guest here with us. Look who's here, everyone. Hooray. So if you're watching us, whether live or after the fact, please drop us a comment. Let us know that you're here and what you're thinking. Of course, since it's coffee break and I'm still get to work from home, and Adrian, you're working from home too, right?
Well, not right now. I'm doing this with you.
No, I missed that so much. I'm taking my coffee break with all of you, so I have my decaf Earl Grey, cream, and Splenda. Hope you have your favorite beverage with you. So Adrian, I actually have a special treat for you that I've been excited about this for a while, and do you like my special background? Do you know what it is?
Not specifically, but I have to assume it's got something to do with Hallmark Christmas movies.
It's a Hallmark Christmas movie background for Zoom. I'm so excited. I see that. It's not just one. Oh, wait. I got a bunch.
So I have to ask here, since you're on the bandwagon, do people understand the reference, the joke?
I don't know if they do, but I'm loving it. Does this make you feel more at home here?
Yeah.
I thought it might. And I have other ones, but they weren't specifically. Oh, wait, no, here's this one. This is a good one, right?
Oh,
They all
yeah.
have a little carousel.
Yeah, yeah.
I can tell how amused you are. And look at this. She owns a little greeting card store that's going out of business, and he comes in just by chance because he's a farmhand and he's mourning his dead wife. Little do they know, later on, romance.
You know what I think is funny?
Yes. I'm not opposed to these movies,
What
by
I
the way.
think is funny is the fact that you get all giddy and giggly and squishy about crap like Downton Abbey and Glee and all that utter frickin' garbage dreck, but you're making fun of me.
I'm rejoicing. There's a difference.
Yeah, see, I don't think you are. Anyway, for people who are listening, watching, whatever, perhaps I shouldn't admit this, but it's all over social media anyway because my cousin's all over it. During deer season and deer camp this year, after having consumed a certain amount of bourbon, and in the spirit of good fellowship, I let slip the fact that during the Christmas season, I actually kind of enjoy watching Hallmark Christmas movies. So that's John's big joke, and believe me, it's been a thing everywhere for quite some time now. It comes as a bit of a surprise to people who know me, especially people who know me well. But they're perfect for the season, right? Because they always have a happy ending. The scumbag end up getting screwed over in the end. It's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for at Christmas time. So.
We don't have cable anymore, but when we did, I used to watch these all the time with my mother. And she loves this kind of stuff, and it really makes my heart warm and fuzzy to know.
Yeah, it's like
this
2-3, maybe probably 3 years ago. Teresa, my wife, of course, is heavily into all the Hallmark romance movie garbage. But she was watching these like back to back, one after the other. Like I said, I guess it's 3 years ago, Christmas. I don't remember, whatever, about 3 years. And I'm like, what is this crap that you have on my television set? But after starting to pay attention to them, I'm like, you know what? These are all right. They're not bad. Holiday entertainment, why not? So yeah, during the holiday season anyway, yeah, I don't mind watching Hallmark Christmas movies. So there.
Hey, I think they're great, and I think this just kind of is wonderful for people to know because you're known as this really stoic, gruff, dare I say standoffish person, and maybe that's what you want to be with people, but you are just warm and fuzzy inside, and I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, I like people. That's true.
You do love people.
Yep.
Why don't we go to the chat in the comment section and see who's here joining us today? So we have Larry. Good morning, Larry. Thank you for joining us. And we have David. Hey, David, how are you? Looks like Mark is joining us. He says, Adrian. We have Creepy Hollow Mike. He says, hey. David Love wants to remind everyone, and we talked about this yesterday, Balticon is this weekend, and it's online, free. Oh, and Adrian, you should watch because, okay, we're going to take a moment. Mike Kafis, if you're here, go away. It's going to be really boring. We're going to be talking about Pikachu. Okay, we got that done. So on Saturday at 9 o'clock, Mythwits is doing a live thing at Balticon where they're going to be taking shots of Thicket. Do you know what Thicket is?
No.
So Thicket is water, but it's incredibly, as you could guess by the name, thick. It is as thick or thicker even than like snail slime and stuff. It is one of the most revolting substances on the planet. And people who just start to drink it are been known to vomit. It's kind of like that. I can't think of the name of it. You know that really there's this Scandinavian fish that they can. It's fermented, and you can't even bring it on airplanes because if it pops open, it smells so bad people just like throw up. It's revolting, but they love it in Scandinavia. It's kind of like one of those things. So that's gonna be happening at Balticon as well. And let's see. Goopy Hollow Mike says, "Good to see you, men." And you have a fan here. He says Christmas is every day in his world.
I saw that. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. See,
you two could hang out and make some sugar cookies. And I'm gonna stop because that will turn into making fun of you, and I'll pay for that later. Joshua says, "Sup, freaks? Hey, Joshua, how are you? So sorry to hear the bad news." And what else do we have here? Mark says he's a warm and fuzzy cynic. Oh. Is that how you're going to describe yourself now? Are you going to self-identify as a warm and fuzzy cynic?
No, because I'm certainly cynical. I don't believe in warm and fuzzy. I mean, there is an exception during the holidays. That's just the way it is. I do love Christmas. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I think there's something wrong with you if you don't love Christmas.
I love Christmas all the time. I celebrate. My birth is right before Christmas because, like my name means, I am literally a gift from God to my parents, as they admit. And I think that really says a lot about me. But not only do I celebrate my birthday and week and month, but I celebrate the whole season, the Christmas season, the winter season. So really, I take all of like November all the way through to early March to celebrate my birth. And does that surprise you? It probably doesn't.
No,
I'm one of those people.
Gift from God, huh?
That's what I'm told it means.
At the Christmas season, is that like the Christmas party re-gift kind of a gift?
I think it must be. When I came home from I guess I came home from the hospital before my mother, which really upset her for some reason. And when my parents all came home and everything, they put a bow on me and put me under a tree. I don't know how long they left me there, which might be child neglect. And they said I was a Christmas present for them. And apparently Jonathan means gift from God. I have not looked that up, but I'm going to presume that is correct. Or my parents lied to me yet again.
No, certainly your parents wouldn't lie to you.
No, never. Because it's Christmas.
Oh, my God.
And see, I know you're a warm and fuzzy person. You just don't let a lot of people see that, which means it's extra special for me that you do allow me to see that.
I see.
Now, if you were a hugging kind of person, I would hug you, but you're not, so I respect that. But I am a huge hugging person.
Yes,
I do.
Yes.
I respect personal boundaries. Let's see. Roby Jenkins is here. Hey, Roby, looking forward to recording later with you. And people are really funny. They're referring to you as a cloud cover to my bright and shiny day.
You'll be.
I love it.
Yeah, you'll be happy to know that at least according to the internet, Jonathan does in fact mean gift of or given from God.
Hooray! Let's see. Joshua says it's 12:38. Oh my goodness, go to bed, man. I hope you're happy I'm up. I am very happy you're up. Oh, geez. So, Adrian, this is your first time coming on a pandemic coffee break, and this is how it tends to go. We have some fun. Maybe we do some actual whatever stuff, but we have a good time. Do you have a beverage with you? What are you drinking today?
I don't have it with me. I've been drinking Death Wish coffee all morning, though. I actually have to put another pot on when we're done here.
Is that because you have a Death Wish?
Supposedly, it's one of the most highly caffeinated coffees. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do like the flavor of it, so good enough.
There you go. This will never do. Like John says, at least God never let him use real scissors. That is a deep callback.
That is, I was going to say that is a very relevant and obscure reference, but yes.
So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, because as one does when you're home, about Mac products, and I kind of stumbled onto this channel called iJustine, and it's this woman in California who's like a Mac, whatever you call it, someone who's really into the cult of Mac, and she does all these unboxings for stuff for video and equipment and stuff, but Mac things. And she opens them, and I think of you, but she opens them with the biggest knives ever. Like, they're huge, like longer than my arm. And she has this whole collection of knives. She's really into knives. But what's really funny is, for someone who's really into knives and uses them all the time, she's really, really terrible at it, which makes me think of me. And so she's been opening things, and she'll just take this gigantic knife. Like, I kid you not, it's like a machete. And she'll go, and like, she is like hacking away at it. And there'll be people there, and she's almost endangering them. And I just think, like, how, like, she should not be using those. They should be like kid knives. Like, I need kitty scissors. She should have kid knives to be using to open these things. But it's pretty funny. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Mark says you two couldn't be any more opposite if you tried. Should we try?
No, I think he's right. I think we don't have to. Yeah, we're very much not the same.
No, but that's
if
good.
we tried harder at
Imagine
it, if we tried, it would come off fake. As it is, it's real, so that's better.
It is 100% real. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Mark says Death Wish coffee, black with a handful of loose ground stirred in. Ugh.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't do the loose grounds thing, but yeah, no, definitely drink it black.
That's awful. So I've gotten a fair bit of disagreements from people, because we talk about coffee here a lot.
Mhm.
And as you know how I take my coffee, if I take it at all, it's not really coffee, is it?
No, it's milk.
And people
It's
get really
milk and
upset
sugar. Yeah.
that I put all this stuff in it so that it doesn't taste like coffee. But
Well, I mean, drink what you like, but for me, like I said the other night on the podcast, it's like, if you mix your whiskey or whatever, it's like, if I'm drinking whiskey, I want to taste whiskey, and if I'm drinking coffee, I want to taste coffee, not milk and sugar and mocha. And I mean, I will very rarely, like if we're out to dinner somewhere or whatever, I'll order like a radical drink for me. I'll just order a cappuccino. But by and large, no, black is the only way to drink it.
oh God, I love this. Mike is on a roll. Adrian runs through poop. Jonathan walks around it. That is good. And then right after, Mark says for texture, which I know is not connected, but it just makes it extra funny for me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he's obviously talking about the grounds in the coffee. But
oh my goodness, that's good stuff.
At least I hope he is. I mean, who really knows?
No one ever knows anymore, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you like the texture of poop. I have no idea. I've never asked you that. Do you like the texture of poop?
I don't know that I have much experience with it. Do you have a lot of experience with it? I can tell you this.
Yes.
Like I say that, but it's not true, because obviously I have 2 kids, so I'm familiar with the experience of changing diapers and whatnot. Yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan.
As you're talking and you're starting to be like, why do you? I was thinking, yeah, I have 2 small children. The number of conversations we've had about what does this look like to you? And over dinner, you're like, you'll be eating and be like, so we took this picture. And what is it? And like, we've actually been like, we've gone to the doctors and taken a picture, like with our first kid, and we're like, is this normal? Like, what do you think? And the doctor has thanked us, the pediatrician thanked us for bringing a picture and not bringing the actual sample, as many parents do, which is just gross.
Yeah.
You don't. My goodness, that is just. David says Play-Doh with a bad smell. Oh, so since we're going that way, I can always tell with my youngest, who's just over a year now. She'll be a year and a half. If she's having trouble going, and if it's been a while, because when she does, it's the most awful smell you've ever smelled. But there's not much there. As opposed to if everything's normal and stuff, you can get a little whiff and be like, oh, you just wet, let's go change you, and it'll be like, whoa. Whereas if it's been like a while or she's having trouble, you smell it like she'll be outside playing, and you're like, I smell that. What is that? And then it's like, whoa, there you go. And then you change her, and it's like the tiniest little whatever, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Apropos of nothing, this is probably going to be my last pandemic coffee break.
Is it all the poop talk? It's okay. We don't normally talk about poop. We talk about coffee, MDF. I have no MDF to talk about. What else do we normally talk about? All of you remember. I don't remember. I've done a million of these. Or at least it feels like a million.
I actually found a bunch of MDF, or I guess HDF, whatever. The other day I was going through a bunch of hobby stuff, packing some of it up. But I found a bunch of carts and things that I got from Jorg. Must have got them at Huzzah. I don't remember. But I'd forgotten I even had them. So I pulled those out, and maybe I'll try to assemble those this weekend, since it's a long weekend. Not that long weekends mean anything right now.
No, not anymore.
So
people might be interested to know about this update, actually, that I'll share here. Yes, I'm gonna allow this, you stupid. So I'm on. Yeah, you stupid piece. Oh well, I guess I'm not doing that. So I have my new MacBook Pro here, and I thought I set up everything, but apparently I did not allow my browser to share my screen prior to this, and so it won't let me do that. Even though I just gave it permission, until I quit the browser and go back in. So I'm not going to be able to share this with you, but I will be able to tell you that there's an update from ModelBox that they're running behind because of the pandemic. The May box is going to be delayed, and the Modern Combat box is being dispatched next week. And so they say you can either get in touch with them by emailing info@yourmodelbox.com or other things. But that there are, it's yet again another thing that's been delayed. And Adrian, you probably have heard obviously about Gen Con and Spiel, which I'm probably mispronouncing at wherever it is. It's Essen, right? In Germany?
I couldn't swear to it. I think so, but I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
But yeah, stuff's being canceled just left and right, obviously. On the one hand, it feels like they're canceling stuff too far out, but on the other hand, they do need a lot of lead time. I mean, you don't want to wait until like 3 weeks before and then find out, yeah, no, we're still doing lockdown stupidity. And you know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
As depressing as it is.
And it's hard because you have that going on, but then there's a lot of businesses that kind of rely on it. And so I think you're going to have a lot of fallout, maybe where things don't survive.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
I do want to complain. I've been complaining a lot lately, which my therapist says is really good. And I want to complain about my new computer, which is probably an odd thing to do, right? You spend all this money, you get a new device, and you're like,
please, John, tell us about your first world problems.
It is so a first world problem. So for some reason, my brand new 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro with the 4 Thunderbolt ports, the 2.0 gigahertz processor that can then be turbo boosted, whatever the hell that means, to whatever with maxed out RAM and all this kind of stuff. For whatever reason, it likes to keep on freezing and restarting on me. And specifically when I'm doing stuff in Chrome, for whatever reason, Chrome like causes crashes, and I don't know why Chrome is doing it, but I've done like disk utility and my hard drives are fine, all my other stuff is fine, and to me it seems like the memory's not keeping up. But there's so much memory in this thing, and there's not much other stuff on it, and it's not doing a million things at once, that I get really confused, and I've been really frustrated. But the thing that frustrated me the most about it, and you might find this funny, which is why actually there's 2 things which you might you lived through one of them actually, is that yesterday it was supposed to be delivered, and so it was coming UPS, and UPS sent an email and said, "Oh, like, have you ever seen this? They give you a link and follow my delivery because they're like in your area." Have you
Yeah.
ever had? Okay.
Yeah.
So I clicked on it, and the map's supposed to update, and it doesn't. So I keep on refreshing it, and then the truck icon shows it gets a little bit closer and a little closer to my house. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's getting closer and it's closer. It's like half a mile away." And then it goes the other way, like 2 miles away. And then it came back a little closer, like they were teasing me. They did this for 5 hours of me watching the darn thing. And then every so often I'd go and I'd stare at the window or the door, and I look out. My kids would look at me and they go, "Dada." And my eldest would say, "What are you doing?" "I'm looking." "What are you looking at?" "Nothing. That's the problem." So I'm doing this.
Oh my God.
And then finally the thing comes and I get all set up. And for the love of God, it wouldn't stop beeping at me because I guess the new OS, Catalina, is very much more in tune with like the iOS, the mobile stuff. So there's a million notifications. Every time you do something, it gives you a notification. You get a text message, you get a notification.
Yeah, I've
You
got
open
all
up-
I've got it all turned off on mine. I mean,
Well,
I
see,
don't have a brand new MacBook. Mine is what, 2 years old, 3 years old? I'm not sure, but yeah.
well, I thought I turned all that off, but I was still getting all these dings. Everything was causing it, and I was like, "What the heck?" And so I narrowed it down to whenever I would send or get a text message, it would give a ding. And the way
Yeah.
my phone is set up, it dings twice or vibrates twice. And I was like, "What the heck?" And then it turned out, even though I turned off the sound, I turned off all the notifications, I had to go into the messaging program, and there was sound enabled in there. So although the other stuff turned it off, that was like, "No, we're gonna do our own thing." And so like I'm doing stuff. My wife sending me messages. "You coming up? Am I ever gonna see you again?" And each time it goes ding 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 ding. And like I wanted to kill someone. I
Oh my
really
God.
wanted to kill
Yeah,
someone.
Larry's. Yeah.
My
Now in the
goodness.
chat, Larry actually has some good advice. I would definitely call Apple or open a support ticket online about it, because just because it's new doesn't mean it's not broken. So
No, that's true.
I mean, Apple support is no bad, but it's worth trying anyways.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't sure if it was because I transferred all my old stuff over from a backup. So if that did something wonky or what, so I've just been kind of spending some time looking at it. But it's been frustrating.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's the worst thing in the world. I actually have a Windows desktop machine that I really only have because it supports gaming better, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that came and it was utterly broken when it showed up. And the problem with it was a bad, of all things, wireless driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and well, this is the fun thing about software and how things interact, right? I mean, who's going to think the thing that would, like, you would boot it up and it would work for 10, 15 minutes, but you would try to go on the internet and it was dog slow, and then the machine would reboot, and it did this constantly. And I finally got a hold of support, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is not an uncommon issue," and they had me download a update to the wireless driver, and that fixed it immediately. If it's not an uncommon issue, it's not clear why they're sending out machines with that driver, but whatever.
Well, yeah, you think they should just fix it? Like, how difficult can it be?
Yeah, apparently it's not worth their while. It's much better to have support calls come in. I don't know. It's Dell. What can you say?
That's true. It's probably because, well, just think how many people are just like, "Oh, I don't know," and they just live with it.
You wouldn't be able to live with this because the computer literally didn't work. But anyway, the point is, it could be something like that with, I mean, this is far less of an issue with Macs generally, but it's worth checking on. So
No, I will have to take a peek at that because it was frustrating, and I've been slowly acclimating to it, which is unfortunate.
yeah, no, don't get used to bad, because yeah, you don't want to get used to something like that. That's
No.
why I get frustrated when people talk about our new normal. See, it's family friendly. The heck with that. Yeah, do not get used to this crap. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, my goodness. It's what a world.
So, but yeah, definitely worth a call or an email to them.
I think I will after today's recording. And actually, we are coming near the end of the coffee break. Can you believe that? These things go so fast.
Well, they're so much fun. I mean, when you're talking about poop, time flies. It just kind of slides right along. You know what I mean?
It does. It just almost skids there.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if it's going to get publicly released or not, but I was really excited because last Saturday at the Let's Roll Gaming Convention, I was able to play in a game of Cuba Death run by Mike Kafis, and Peter Bryan was there, and Petra Bender was there, and Jamie was there, and David Benavides, and Mike recorded it. And I tell you, it was so funny. We had such a great time that part of me would love for people to see, but also part of me is worried because I don't remember what we all said in it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to do it on a very special, not family friendly edition. We've done that once or twice before.
Yeah, well, we did one for Cuba Death when we did the actual play. Remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah. That was fun, except that you won.
I did win, and I did not win this time. Jamie won, which was the guy stayed up till 3 a.m. his time for the game to start, and then by the time we were done, the sun had come up, and I was like, "What?"
He deserved to win.
Yeah, he totally did deserve to win. That was nuts. Oh man, just crazy. Since we're nearing the end, do you have any cool things you want to tell people, or I don't know, anything you feel like sharing? You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't really. Looks like the med dispensing machines are down on one of the floors, so it's opportune that that we're ending.
Well, that's good because people need their medication.
Yeah, they do.
Well, then I guess I'll just go through my routine then of saying that people really, all of you, please pay attention here. Do not listen to Karen on Facebook because she's wrong about everything. She's a liar.
Man, that's my primary source of news.
Yeah, it is. So Karen, no, you can't speak to my manager. I want to speak to your manager. Sit down and shut up. Because
let me tell you, Karen on Twitter is worse than Karen on Facebook. So yeah, if you're a Twitter user, definitely stay away from Karen on Twitter, unless you're just there for the lols. In which case,
Well, did you know? And I shouldn't get into this because we're ending. But did you know to refer to someone as Karen is sexist and racist?
Yeah, I know, which is the most Karen thing to say ever.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, Karen, just don't. So no matter whether it's the pandemic or anything in the world, just in general, anything, listen to the experts, to the people who really know what they're talking about, not to Karen, who needs to sit down and shut up and stop asking for people's managers. Or go. Oh, I saw a good one on Reddit. There was a Karen who went to the beach and complained about there being people at the beach because they shouldn't be at the beach with things going on that no one's allowed. But she was at the beach.
Yeah, I saw that video too. Where was that? That had to have been California. It was all over all the places. Yeah.
California's such a Karen place.
Oh my God.
It really is. Oh, well, Adrian, thank you so much for coming on today's Pandemic Coffee Break. And I know you say it's the last one, but I hope it's not. I promise we won't talk about poop next time.
Well, we'll see how things work out. It was fun to come on. I'll do it again if I can, but it's difficult to work it out during the middle of the day. Like I said, the machines being down are no joke. I do have to go. So that's the kind of thing that makes it hard to do.
Yeah. That sounded very much, it's not you, it's me kind of conversation. I've had those before. So everyone, thank you so much for being here today. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Don't forget to go to Balticon, check that out online. That's free. Have a lot of fun. And I'm heading over to do a podcast recording for the next episode of Wargaming Recon, having Roby Jenkins on, talk about game design and all sorts of cool stuff that he's working on. So that'll be coming out at some point. Otherwise, you guys know the drill. No matter how busy you are, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how much time you're thinking, dang, I really want to watch some Hallmark Christmas movies. You know that you need to, you have to keep on gaming. Thanks, everyone. Be well.